Good morning, it is Wednesday the 5th of February. It is coming up to 8:45. I'm just about to head off house, do a little bit of an Uber shift. Should have started about half an hour ago, but you know, that's life, I was a bit busy. So I'll keep you posted shortly. So it is coming up to 9:45, so it's been roughly an hour. Really dismal again. So as soon as I came online, a job popped up. It wasn't too bad, it was like £11.50 for like a 15-minute trip. So set off, and then they sent me a message, it's like a big paragraph comes up, so I thought, so I pulled over to read it, and it was like, oh hi, just double checking, I've got a cat with me, but it's in a bag, is that okay? You know, it's really well behaved and blah blah, all the rest of it. I just messaged back and said no. I said, you're gonna have to book an Uber pet. So they cancelled it. I've only ever once had someone who managed to like sneak a cat in without me realising, because it was in one of them like cat carrying bags. I didn't even realise, because she had a load of bags with her. I just thought they were shopping, so she just got in the back, put all the stuff, and it was only when she was getting out, she got everything out, and then she lifted that one out and walked past me, and then I seen the cat looking through like the little mesh thing on the side, and then I thought, oh, it won't be too bad, because obviously it's inside like a carrying thing. So I pulled in round the corner, and when I got out, there was all like cat hairs where it all like come out, or like on the seat and everything. And like, I can't stand all sorts of like pet hair, that's why I don't have pets. But then it's things like the next customer will get in, and they'll be like, oh bloody hell, look at this, bloody pet hair all over the place. So it's not for me. So then basically I drove through Ormskirk, nothing popped up whatsoever. I'll take the exit around the corner. I'll have to do my update in a minute now. I'll get back to you in a minute. I've accepted this job, and then you can't review any of your jobs or anything. So, right, where was I? The cat, yeah. So I cancelled that one. Drove through Ormskirk, absolutely nothing. Started heading towards like Southport, and it was just rubbish, really. So like I didn't get into Southport until, or I didn't get my first job in Southport until 9:25. So yeah, it was basically like an hour. Came online probably just after 8:30. Got that job, the cat one, which was cancelled, and then didn't get my first job until 9:24. And even then, that was £3.74 for 0.6 of a mile. Didn't realize, yeah, so 8:30. So basically, yeah, dropped them off. That was only a 2-minute job, so technically in the first hour I only got £3.74. Yeah, so I'll give you the next update in about another 10 or 15 minutes when it turns 10:30. So yeah, just really crap. I know some people say come out nice and early, you know, you can catch some of the morning rush and whatnot. You know, granted, should have come out earlier, 6:30, 7 o'clock, but yeah, like I said, I've tried that in the past, and other than sitting in traffic, I haven't really achieved much doing that. So yeah, I'll give you another update shortly. So a little 10:30 update. Yeah, so that hour, obviously the first one was absolutely ridiculous. It then went into, first job of that hour was 9:32, so it was £4.45 for 2.6 miles, and then a 3.71 for just over a mile, 3.75 for a mile, 3.72 for 1.2 miles. Technically that job went into the next one, so for that hour it was roughly 7, 8, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. It was about £15 for that second hour. So obviously improved from the first hour, but yeah, it's just so quiet. It's so dead. I mean, maybe around Southport isn't the best for during the day. But I don't know. You just thought it would be a little bit busier than what it is. I don't know. I don't know what else to really suggest. The only thing I can think of is obviously going out and trying like little different areas. But yeah, I don't really just like mooching all over the place. I've tried it in the past. I've set off and, you know, I've accepted a job, say like towards Preston, and then you bounce around Preston, you don't know anywhere, you know, and then the next thing you're over in Wigan, then you're over in St Helens, and it's not really for me, because you're all over the show, and all day you don't know where you are, you can't plan anything, and it's just, I'd rather stay within, you know, a certain distance of, you know, from where I live, or from like where I'm used to. That kind of makes sense. So I don't know, to be honest. Getting a little bit bored of coming out when it's quiet doing Ubering. It's just, I think kind of like what makes it worse is like I compare what I learn in such little time doing a private booking to coming out and doing an Uber shift. So like what I do in like a 2-hour private booking is what I can do in maybe 2 to 3 days worth of working the dead hours in Uber. It's just like, it just makes me think, what's the point? I might as well just spend that time focusing on acquiring new customers for like my own private jobs. You know, maybe just focus more on Uber, you know, like Friday, Saturday night, or more in between. But I honestly don't know how people do it. Come out and just sit here. It's like another job's just come up then, which I've got no choice but to accept, but it's like £4 for 2 miles, and it's just really slow little tiny jobs. I tend to not mind the jobs too much if they're like £6-7, because you feel like you're getting somewhere. But when you're doing jobs for like £4, it's like, this is kind of pointless, you know. And there's probably people watching who might be saying or thinking to themselves, well, you don't have to do it. I mean, you're right, you don't have to do it, but then if you don't do it, there are no other jobs. It's that or nothing, basically. So yeah, I'll see how it goes. I'll keep plodding along, but yeah, patience is starting to run a little bit thin, to be honest. So just after 11:30, things still haven't really picked up, to be honest. So I left when I accepted that 376 for 1.8 miles, and then a 395 for 1.2 miles, a 386 for 2.2 miles, and then a 373 for 1.5 miles. So that hour was about 7.50, 11, maybe about £15-16. So it was, you know, getting a little bit better, but still only on about £35, you know, and I've done what now, 3 hours, so it's only working out at about £11.50 an hour. Still improving. Obviously, like that first hour was, you know, disastrous, which is obviously going to have a knock-on effect now for the rest of the shift. But yeah, I carry on plodding along, but nothing really exciting's happened, just little small jobs just ticking along. So I'll catch you in a bit. So it's 12:30. Last hour had a 375 for 1.2 miles, a 369 for 0.9 of a mile, a 369 for 1.4 miles, and then a 381 for 1.7 miles. So that was roughly what, 6, 7, 8, 11, about £15 again, thereabouts. Still really slow. So currently on just under £50. How many hours have I done now? 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, over the 4. That can't be right. Half 9, half 10, half 11, half 12. Oh yeah. Got my head mixed up then. Yeah, so 4 hours, so it's like, what, £12.50 an hour, thereabouts. So it's actually come back down again. So yeah, it's slow, painfully slow, to be honest. Yeah, I think today I'm probably going to stay out probably another like 2 hours or so. I honestly just don't think I've got it in me to to stay out until like 5-6 o'clock this evening, when it's just painfully slow, to be honest. So yeah, I'll give you another update in a bit, see if things have improved a little bit. So it's just turned 1:30 and I've had enough. I can't be bothered. It's so crap. Yeah, so I was in Southport after the last update. Thought I'll start making my way back to Ormskirk, because I was going to be finishing anyway for around 2, half 2, something like that. Coming into Ormskirk, no jobs whatsoever, and then one popped up in Burscough to Burscough, £5.87 for 1.3 miles. It took me forever to get there, to be honest. Probably with the traffic, it probably took me like 15-20 minutes. I was just sat in traffic in Burscough, picked them up, 5 minutes to drop them off, and that was it. So in the past hour I've made £5.87. so altogether I've done £55.48 and I've done 5 hours, so what, £11 and change an hour. Shocking, to be honest. Really shocking. So yeah, that's about it. Really crap day, crap video. Yeah, and I'll be back out again tomorrow. I'll try and come out a bit earlier tomorrow, but that's just again to try kind of like the morning rush, if there is one. I don't believe there is one, not where I live anyway. You know, there might be if you live, you know, closer to a city or something, but yeah, I've tried it in the past and it's just bumper to bumper. You get 1 or 2 jobs in and then the morning rush is over, so it's kind of like, what's the point? So I'll give it a go anyway, so I'll catch you on tomorrow's video.